My name is Guy, and I'm the Deputy Chief Economist at the Israel Securities Authority. We were planning to attend this important conference in person. However, we could not do so due to recent events in Israel. As you probably know, since last Saturday, Israel has been under a massive rocket attack from the Gaza Strip. Simultaneously, Hamas terrorists infiltrated multiple civilian towns and cities, butchering and kidnapping hundreds of innocent people from their homes, including women, children, and the elderly, with no semblance of humanity. This is not about politics, it's about humanity. No one and no country can ignore such brutal terror attacks. Indeed, we see the international community condemn the terrorist attacks and support Israel's right and duty to defend itself, including the ISA, the UK, the European Union, France, Italy, and other liberal Western countries. Hamas' inhuman attack is the only reason Israel is currently at war against the terrorist organizations in Gaza. Israel was forced to enter this war in the name of its fundamental rights and duty to defend itself, protect its civilians, and remove all threats. We hope the war will end soon, and we pray for peaceful days in the Middle East and elsewhere. While we are all horrified and grieving our loved ones, it is still important to us to keep going forward. We will not allow terror to break our spirits, and this is why we decided not to cancel this presentation and to be here with you, at least virtually, and we thank the organizers for allowing this to happen. I apologize in advance in case a missile alarm in our area. We will have to pause this presentation. We just had one a few minutes ago. We had to run for shelter. There were missiles fired at Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. And I will now give the stage to my colleague Dov to begin the presentation.
Thank you, Guy. Yeah, you are right. This is a very difficult time for us, but we will get through this and with the help of the God. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dov Natanzon from the Corporation Finance Department and the Israel Securities Authority. Today, Guy and I would like to present our inline iXBRL project, our investment and approach in this project to assist the investor in the Israel capital market. This project is currently in the last stage before becoming a mandatory reporting format in the Israeli capital market. Before I continue, I would like to present a brief background on our market. In our market, there is 660 companies are traded in the market, and we have also 52 companies dual listed on US and United Kingdom stock exchange. Besides trading stock and option, Israel also has a very large public market for trading bonds in the amount of $280 billion. And the last year, corporations raised in our market around $12 billion in bonds. A great part of our market include tech companies, and more than 200 companies are traded in our market. You can see in the last years, tens of companies also decided to make their IPOs in our market also. You can see that in our market include also global market characteristic. For example, all the companies applied international accounting standards, also US GAAP, are requirements allowed to company in the tech index, tech companies to apply also US GAAP. Our exchange is connected to the international exchanges and clearinghouses, and also our requirements allow companies to apply in their reports and to report the reports in English language. Also, ISA operates an electronic voting system. This system allowed every stakeholder worldwide to vote in general meetings in every company that is traded in our market. So how did we start? What are we doing now? And where are we heading to? A few years ago, ISA made a strategic decision to make the Israeli capital market as accessible and possible to investors worldwide. For this purpose, ISA initiated several moves, of which the most crucial is the adoption of the inline iXBRL format in reporting companies in Israel. In the beginning, we were focusing on the useful and comparable data. Therefore, we were one of the first in the world already in 2008 to adopt the iXBRL standard in the financial statement reports of public companies. This adoption included converting specific sections from the financial statements by the ISA system. Also in this year, we adopted the IFRS standards in all the corporation in the Israel capital market. In 2019, ISA published a RFC and started the process to implement inline iXBRL format in the Israeli capital market. As mentioned, the implementation of iXBRL was on the part of the section from financial statements. So we decided to extend the sections tag in parallel to the implementation of inline iXBRL, and the companies must tag all the sections in the statements. Now the implementation of the new format will be under our two main principles, useful and comparable data. ISA established several principles so that the new format would be the most useful for the investor and other stakeholders in the Israel capital market. The following are the principles: 1, comparable data; 2, reliability and accuracy of the data; and 3, availability and accessibility of the data. Guy will speak with you about the third one. As at ISA, we recognized that we needed comparable data to achieve the main goal of the project. Therefore, we made a decision to disallow the use of report extension without prior approval from our team. It is important to emphasize that the ISA has no objection in principle to the use of the extension. We do want them to be done in controlled and professional way. To keep the data comparable and accurate, we must be sure that the extension will be done correctly and specifically with the suitable anchor. Therefore, we decide to assign ISA's professional department to approve the use of their tags. The approval of this extension also include the tag and the anchor of the tag. In addition, we established an advisory committee chaired by Mr. Moshe Peretz, with assist in providing solution to companies regarding extension or choosing the appropriate tagging. Before he joined us, Mr. Moshe Peretz served as the head of professional department in PwC Israel. Thank you, PwC. That is why we implement a policy that states that a company that wants to make extensions in its reports must contact us. The reference should be accompanied by relevant details for the extension or tag that, in the company opinion, don't receive a response to the relevant accounting section in the financial statements. After receiving a reference, the professional department and the advisory committee all discussion and formulate a response to each company's request. It is important to emphasize that the inquiries come both from the companies themselves and the service bureaus, that they provide the company with full service and connection the tags or the reporting of the financial statements. In addition, during the ISA voluntary phase, I will talk about this later, we were not content with the comparable data policy. At the voluntary stage, ISA teams also went through all the company's reports from the voluntary stage to make sure that even in the section of the financial statement that were tagged with tags from the taxonomy, the companies chose the most appropriate tagging that best reflects the essence of the accounting section. Following this test, ISA sometimes asks the company even to publish in the next report a corrective report with the tags we believe were inaccurate. So right now, we estimate the obligation to report in iXBRL will apply gradually starting in 2024, and this is to support our extension policy. However, ISA has allowed companies to report their financial statements voluntarily to prepare them for the mandatory implementation. This is our voluntary stage. In this voluntary stage, ISA fully supported the entire tagging issue. ISA intends to continue to help companies even in the mandatory phase to implement the policy of approving the extension of the company so that the iXBRL database in Israel is available and useful to the investing public and any party interested in making use of this data. From this stage, we collected data about our assistant given to the company, and I would like to share that with you. The average number of questions per company that we got is 11, but we approved just 3. Average number of approved extension is around 3. The average hours of questions discussed per company are around 43 hours by our professional department and the advisory committee. ISA has also published several professional guides that will enable companies and service bureaus to understand the ISA policy regarding tagging and get companies to tag their reports accurately and reasonably. In these manuals, ISA detail the principles of the tagging policy that implement, and the manuals also included guidelines for mapping and tagging. Also, the manuals include examples of complex cases, our opinion on how to solve them, and several practical examples that ISA responded to as a part of the company's inquiries. So the mandatory phase in Israel should begin in the near future. Following this method of application and this stage, the company should tag the primary financial statement and block tagging of the notes. Of course, in the future, ISA intends to require full tagging of the reports, include the details in the notes, and publication of a taxonomy of ISA on our taxonomy that will respond to all extensions with high frequency. This taxonomy also includes requirements to tag non-GAAP data, for example, in the company reports like the MD&A or etc. So thank you very much for your attention. I want to invite again my colleague Guy Sabbah, who will give an overview of the system that ISA has developed to support this project. Guy, please.
Thank you, Dov. So as Dov mentioned, our main focus in this project is the usability of the tag data for all investors, both local and international, as well as for data vendors. So the first thing we established was a user-friendly UI based on the open source viewer developed by the SEC. What you can see here is a financial statement of an Israeli company that reports in Hebrew. And while I'm sure you all can read Hebrew, you could also utilize the international IFRS tag data by pressing each field to get all relevant details in English. And of course, you can also search and navigate the document according to that standard. Second thing we did is to enhance the usability of this data for all types of users was to provide a data exporting system that can export the entire database in CSV or JSON formats. And this includes options to filter by sector, by company, specific fields, date ranges. And this is freely available on our reporting website called Magna. And then we established an API that is also freely available to allow for ongoing automatic extraction of the data. Last but not least, we're currently developing an internal dashboard using Tableau that utilizes the iXBRL data for advanced analytics, which we plan to share at least partially with the investor public in the future. To give you just a quick taste, I'll share a few screens. So this first screen you're looking at right now allows for a detailed comparison of the different fields. Of course, I can choose whichever field I want from the various fields that are tagged. I can choose the different companies and timeframes and just compare with maximal flexibility to the end user. The second screen allows for graphical analysis of the data. Again, we can filter whatever we want. Here I selected the revenue, and what you can see here is the distribution of the revenue for every company in the database in the different sectors. We can see outliers, we can see how the different companies perform. And below you can see it on the timeline, the development of the selected field. The last screen I'll share provides a deeper look into the composition of specific fields. So here I selected the components of equity for a specific real estate company. And we can see the share of each component. The key to all of this is our emphasis on comparability and reliability and accuracy of the data, and our efforts to make this available and accessible to everyone. And this is only the beginning. We can only imagine what AI can help us do when connecting the softer textual parts of the report. So this is the main things. Last, I would like to thank, on my behalf and the entire ISA management, the people assisting us adopting this format in Israel. First, I thank John, his team, and the organization he has for the great professional assistance they give us throughout this process and the helpful quarterly meetings we hold with them, and of course for inviting us to speak in this important conference. Thank you, John, and the team at iXBRL International. Secondly, I'd like to thank Professor Ariel Markelovich from Sawyer School of Business at Suffolk University in Boston. Professor Markelovich has helped us a lot from the beginning of the project through his rich experience and familiarity with many factors in the industry. I would also like to thank Mr. Moshe Peretz, who, as Dov said, chairs the iXBRL Professional Advisory Committee at the ISA from PwC. In addition, I would like to thank Ruta Isabella from the IFRS organization, our US colleagues, Mike Willis, Julie Marlowe, and the SEC members with whom we consulted along the way. Thank you, everybody. We would like to take this advantage of this opportunity to invite all of you, whether you are data vendors, researchers, and analysts, or fellow regulators, to try and use our tools and API and to reach out with any thoughts, insights, or ideas for collaboration. You can use our email or scan this. Thank you, everyone. With hopes for meeting you in person next time.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And if your time is available, I'd like to take some questions from the floor. Okay. Okay, please. And please speak loudly because the speaker is, I think, yeah.
Can you see
Yeah,
us?
yeah,
Or?
yeah.
No, I can see you.
Yeah.
Hello. Thank you very much for the presentation. First of all, I want to share my empathy with what is happening in your country and this all innocent people that are dying. And yeah, this is a horrible thing, horrible war. And we are closely working with Jael. This is Israel company, and I think you know them. And one of the questions that we have right now with them is about the accessibility of HTML documents. And as I have you here, I would like to ask you, how are you imagine to create this accessibility for disabled people in the documents? How can you imagine, if you can give us some examples of it, will be really great. Thank you very much.
So we are working about this. We know that in this format there is a problem that accessibility met our requirements in the law of accessibility. We are checking few solutions. We didn't decide what met our requirements, and we will let you know when we publish the tools or the requirements that we need in the tools to meet the requirements of accessibility in Israel.
Okay. Thank you. And any other question? Yes.
Hi, I'm Jen Negley. I'm with PwC. I echo the sentiments that you just shared about your country. I'm so sorry. I do have a question about auditability and if there is a regulatory requirement for the filing starting in 2024 to receive auditor assessment or not. I don't know, maybe you can.
So if I understood well your questions, you meant that the response of the audit of the filing is what your question?
Yes, is it mandated
Yeah.
for it to be audited? Maybe you said that and I missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. So we are discussing about this issue. We didn't decide. We saw what in US decided to do with this issue and what in Europe. And we didn't decide. We are waiting till the mandatory phase will start, and then we'll also publish our decision about this issue also.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. And any other questions? Okay.
Sorry, for any questions you can write us, and also we'll try to answer as soon as possible. You know, in this situation, it's a little bit difficult for us to answer so quick. So please write us, and we'll try to answer as soon as possible.